Ahoy, Salty Dogs! My name is Lenscap. Welcome back to the Salty Dogs Patreon server. We're playing StarMade today, and we're going to be working on our ship a little bit further. Now, I've got a little bit of recap for you guys before we get into a project here. We had another live stream, as we always do, and we worked on this room. This is our cargo hold. We did remove those airlocks like we spoke about last episode. And we added in this cargo hold. Oh, I need to turn this. Yeah, it should be girders, like on this side. If you do, like, a symmetry plane and you place down the girders, they don't exactly mirror like you'd expect them to. But anyway, so this is our cargo hold. It's not really super fancy. We spent most of the stream, to be perfectly candid, we spent most of the stream checking out other people on the server's bases. And we saw some really cool bases. And that was a lot of fun. Got to hang out with some of the patrons, some of the Twitch subs, and that was a blast. But we also were able to install this beautiful, I guess it's beautiful, this small little cargo hold. We've got enough cargo, you know, that we can claim we have one. And another thing we were able to accomplish was we actually completely sealed the ship. So now it is absolutely airtight in here. Which doesn't really matter for StarMade, but it's an accomplishment nonetheless. I feel like that's an accomplishment. Let's hop in the core so we can look at it. So you can see kind of what we've done with the cargo hold here. And, we added in these, like, water doors. I really like this water door thing. Excuse me. I really like the water door thing so that we can still pass through it as a player, but it, like, kind of seals it off to the atmosphere. I don't know, it feels good. It feels good. And it looks pretty good to boot from the outside, in my opinion. So we've got that whole bit sealed off. Did we do anything on the bottom? I don't think we did anything on the bottom, really. It was mostly just the cargo hold. We spent some time fiddling with wires, making sure these orange doohickeys would fit properly. Oh yeah, we were gonna add AMS turrets. We'll do that today as well. I've got docking points already set up for AMS turrets right here. I think we're gonna have to remove some more of those slabs actually for this to work. So we may have to replace those with full blocks. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll have to remove a little bit of the texture, but we're gonna add some turrets there. I would like to find a place on the ship somewhere that we can maybe mount some actual turrets, like not just AMS, but some actually like offensive turrets. Possibly here where this grate is, we could remove that and put a turret mount there. We might be able to put one here where this is on the engine, although I like the engine a lot. I don't really want to mess with that too much. I don't know, but for today's project, we're gonna hop down into this area, and I figured we'd work on captain's quarters. We don't have a lot left to do in this ship, to be honest. We have maybe like a captain's quarters and a bathroom. We've got the bridge to do, and then the engineering space way back here in the back of the ship. Now our engineering space is probably not gonna happen until the power update drops officially, because I gotta know what we're gonna have in the ship first. So that probably won't happen until then. But we can still work on those other things I mentioned. The bridge, the captain's quarters, the bathroom, the turrets. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about turrets. You know, where should we put them? We have this grate here that we could put them on. We have this like heat sink on the engine we could remove and put a turret there. I'd like to get one on the bottom if possible, but we have a lot of cool like details and stuff there, so I don't really know what we could do with that. I don't think there's a place on the top we could put one, just because of the sails, really. But anyway, I'm gonna place some blocks down and get started with our captain's quarters. You know, I completely forgot at the start of the video to say Project Titan! Okay, now that that's out of the way. These are our AMS turrets, and I think let's actually go ahead and install these before we move on. I want to look at it though. Do we need to change this for this ship in any way? Do we need to update it? Anything like that? I don't know. I think it's okay. I don't really see any problems with this, the way it stands. We might make it a different color. Here, let's do this though. It needs a power reactor and a thruster so it can move. So let's go ahead and do that as well. So let's put our thruster and our power reactor, but in the reverse order. I can't see through this. We'll have to zoom out. Okay. So we can zoom out like this. We'll boost on over back to the ship. And we're gonna have to add 4 of these bad boys, 2 on each side. I guess we don't have to, but that's what I've got spots for. Oh, I went way too far! StarMade. Welcome to StarMade. We always overshoot your targets. Okay, so I think we need to do a little bit of updating on the ship real quick, though, before we can actually dock this thing. So let's switch entities. We'll hop into the ship, and we need to kind of clean this up. So right now, with these slabs here, I don't think the turret's going to fit. Now, we could just leave it like this. I think that would be okay. Every single time, man, the ship has to reboot. I don't understand it. I think that would be okay, but I like the gray stripes that we had, so I think I'm going to put those back. We're just going to use the full blocks, though, in place like this, and that should take care of that. Now we need to do our 3/4 slabs here. Let's set a symmetry plane right here just to save ourselves a couple of clicks. And put that, and that. And, yeah, I forgot to do it on this side. Okay, but I'll come back and fix that later. Alright, so we can turn off this symmetry plane, hop out of this core. Where's our AMS? There it is. Alright, we should be able to delete these 2 blocks now. And if we select our docking beam, yeah, beautiful. Alright, so now we've got a turret docked. Are we going to have enough space to dock both turrets like this? I think we will. I think it'll be okay. Look at that. It just barely fits right there. Okay, well, let's get another turret, and we'll dock it as well. So, if we go to catalog, I can't remember, AMS 1. That's easy. And then load this puppy in. Alright, we'll jump over into it. Add in our power and our thruster. Okay, and then we can zoom back on over to the ship. This will give us an opportunity to make sure that both of the turrets, like, fit, you know, and they both can, stop. It didn't stop again. Once again, I overshoot my targets because I'm a terrible pilot. But that's okay. I'm allowed to be a terrible pilot sometimes. I really like these AMS turrets. I actually got the design from them from a buddy of mine, Sven the Slayer, who plays on the Star Squadron server. He's got some really good tutorials up. For StarMade as well, if you want to check out his channel. He hasn't really made anything in a while, but that's okay. Alright, so I can wiggle a little bit, but I can't really move too much. The thing I like about these turrets the most is that they're sunken in. They're sunken into the ship. Okay, so let's see. How does that look, though? From the outside? Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I want to hop into one of these turrets. Let's see if we can do that. I think we can just do like a center click on it. And then now we can aim, but we can't really turn any. We can kind of go up. Yeah, we don't have a very big range of motion. Let's see what we're getting stuck on. This right here. Okay, so we're getting stuck on that. So, but if we remove these wedges, then that should give us full range of motion, I think. Alright, so let's switch back to the main entity. We can just center click and switch like that, and see if we can't clean this up. This time I am going to remember to do our symmetry mode. Now, if we just remove these blocks, then, I mean, that works. It doesn't look too bad, really. Okay, let's switch back to this turret. Do we have the motion we want now? No, we still don't. Not really. So what are we getting stuck on now? The other turret, I bet. Yeah. Alright, so we need to put some more space in between these guys. Ooh, this could be a problem. I'm gonna have to reconfigure a lot of things to make this work. If we move this turret further 1 block forward... Let's see, can we do that? Let's try and park this turret facing this way. Can we move it 1 block forward? Yeah, actually, I think we can. So if we do that, that should give us enough room. Is that going to throw off our mojo? It might. Okay, let me move this turret a little bit further. I want functional AMS turrets, otherwise what's the point? Cool, so I got the docking points moved back here, I'll show you. So I got the docking point, the rear one moved backward by 1 block, so it's 1 block further away. That should give us enough clearance. My big concern now is that the turrets, like this slanted edge touches this slanted edge, so I'm afraid they may not dock properly. That's an easy fix. I mean, we can just adjust, just tilt the gun out and then dock it. I mean, that's not a problem. Another thing I'd considered, though, was facing both sets of turrets toward the front of the ship by default. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, but I wanted to see it with them facing opposite directions when they're at rest. That just kind of is a little bit more interesting to me. Let's go ahead and dock the back one first, since I think that's going to be the one that gives us the most trouble. Yeah, that's this one. Okay, and I gotta zoom out so I can see. But it should be pretty easy. Yeah, it docked just fine, actually. So we had no problems there. I also adjusted this side here to be half slabs, so that we should be able to have full, rotational clearance. Hopefully. That's the theory. Let's hop back into this turret, actually, and I actually want to be in the barrel portion of it. Like this. Okay, can we look around in all directions? For the most part, we get stuck here. What are we stuck on? We're still stuck on this. If we remove that slab, is that enough clearance to tilt? Although we could... Yeah, we can't point upward is the only problem. We can't shoot at anything above us. But we can shoot in every other direction. We just can't shoot above us. Am I okay with that? I'm not sure. But let's go ahead and dock the other turret for now. And we can decide if we're okay with that in a minute. I want to go ahead and dock this other one. Alright, and then let's make sure... Let's hop into its barrel. And make sure that it also can have free rotation. It does! Cool, so the turrets both rotate well. That's fantastic. So we know those will work. Let's hop into the main ship. Come on, ship. There we go. And then let's see if we can't do something about this. Now, if I don't have... It was the row of quarter slabs, really, that was blocking us from going up. I am concerned if I remove these... Here, let's just remove these. Does that help? Does that actually resolve the problem? Can we look up now? No, we can't. Okay, so from an aesthetic standpoint, I would like to keep those quarter slabs if possible. So I think we can put those back. If we get missiles coming at us from above, though, then that could be a problem. The other option is just add in another set of AMS turrets that potentially can rotate in that direction. I mean, having 6 turrets, we could put another AMS turret here. I fully intended on building a captain's quarters, but I think this episode is going to end up being all about turrets, which is fine. But, okay, so if we put in another thing of AMS turrets, let's see, where's my... I'm going to reset the turrets so they're back in their default turret docking system. No? What is it called? Rail System Collective, reset all turrets. That's what I wanted. And that'll put them back like in their default facing. I like the look of them, though. I don't think they take away from the ship in any kind of way. We could put a turret right here on top of the bridge. Now, it wouldn't be able to, it wouldn't be able to swivel left or right, but it would be able to go straight up. If we put it right there. Or at least mostly. Decisions. I'm gonna make some decisions, speaking of, I think about this, and then come back. Not quite sure how I want to resolve this problem yet, but I would like to have some more resounding coverage, of our AMS systems. Now another thing occurs to me actually though, missiles from the bottom aren't really covered either. Because the way these turrets work, they can't really, like, they could turn this way, but they'd just be shooting our own ship. So we don't really have coverage from the bottom either, so maybe we just have blind spots with our turrets. I mean, that's not really that big of a deal, is it? The ship is designed to be like a long-range combat system, and I think that's actually okay. So maybe we just leave it like that. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to work on this a little bit more and see if we can't get a little bit more, maybe like defensive capabilities out of these turrets, but let me know your thoughts. It gets stuck on the tailpipe a little bit, like the exhaust right here, but I was able to get it to swivel down. So I'll show you how I did that. Pretty straightforward actually. All I had to do to make this work, there was a full block here, I replaced it with a wedge, and then to make sure my angles are still good, I replaced this full block, with a triangle, and, this was a wedge previously, so I just completely removed it. And that seems to have actually fixed that entire problem, so now they can point, at least mostly down. There still is, like, they can't point straight down, but, I mean, that's fine, because the ship is straight down, so, so that's good. Let's see, are they able to point up now, though? That's really what the big problem was, wasn't it? So if we turn, no, we still are not able to go up, and what is stopping us now from turning up? This quarter slab here. Man, okay, let's see if we can't remedy it. I mean, we're trying stuff. We may as well try stuff. So if we remove just these half slabs, does that do it? Sort of, but now we're stuck. Yeah, I don't think the AI is going to be smart enough to get itself out of this. If that happens, so we get stuck on this. So, I don't feel like that's enough. I don't feel like that's enough to actually fix the problem. I think that just exacerbates it, because in this case, now my turret is stuck, and I don't think the AI is smart enough to get it unstuck. So I think we undo this change. It kind of works, but it also kind of makes it worse, I feel like. Yeah, there's just not enough clearance here. You know, I do like them both facing forward like that, though. That was pretty good. I got the turrets docked on the other side as well, and I'm happy with this so far. Like, it could be better. It's not perfect, but I don't really care. I just want it to be a cool ship. Like, I don't care if it's the most amazing ship ever that's ever seen the grace of combat. It's not a huge deal to me. I do want to add one more turret, though, and I think we'll put one on the bottom here, on this little cross brace. I think this would be a good spot for one, and that way we can have a little bit more, clearance maybe or something? I'm not sure. Now, this one is going to be a little bit interesting to fit in, because the way the turrets work, they need these quarter slabs, really, so that they can rotate properly. If we don't have these, or the 3/4 slabs rather, if we don't have these, then the turret can't rotate because they're sunken in by a block. So we have to kind of surround it with this. So to make this shape work, let's see, we need some of these, I think, like this. And then we'll need some here as well. We ought to be able to do wedges here, actually. Might be the best, like that. Yeah, and then that gives us like a solid turret mount. And that actually works out pretty well, in my opinion. Cool, so next we need to get our turret. Turret docker right there. So that'll go well. And I want to do, let's see, do I have a convenient? Yeah, here we go, a mass enhancer. I generally surround the turret dockers with mass enhancers just to give them a little bit of kind of protection, I guess. So that works, and we'll need to spawn in one more turret and dock it. Let's go ahead and do that as well. I'm just going to hop out of the ship and load in one more turret. Let's dock this guy. We'll give it power. We'll give it a thruster. Alright, I think I did that right. I missed the thruster. That's okay. It's got a little bit more power. That's fine. And with this fly over to the bottom, this gives us a little bit more coverage with our turrets. We still don't really have any protection from the top. But, you know, I'm okay with having a little bit of a blind spot on this ship. Like, it's not a huge deal. We also don't really have protection from the back, or, I mean, it's honestly it's not a very great AMS system, to be perfectly honest. But, whatever, man. It gets the job done, at least partially. And that's the important part. Oh, we need to delete these blocks. I should be able to do that just from here in space. There we go. Not bad, not bad. Let's take a look at, you know, visuals are very important to me, so let's take a look at the ship from underneath. How does that turret look there? It looks fine. It looks pretty good there. I wish the lighting would pass through entities so that, you know, so this one is illuminated yellow like the rest of it. But it's not bad. Cool. So we added some AMS. That's pretty amazing. If you guys have any feedback, I'd love to hear it. If you have any ideas where to mount some more offensive turrets, I would definitely appreciate that as well, because I am not entirely sure where we could do that. We could build like a platform, maybe like this kind of, just as a rough sketch. Just build a flat little sticking out bit, kind of like this, right there, and then mount our offensive turret off of that. That could maybe work. I just don't want it to stick out too much farther than the airlock, if possible. But if we have to go a couple of blocks, it's not a big deal. But let me know what you guys think. Leave your feedbacks in the comments. I always appreciate all the great feedback and support you have. If you found yourself entertained at any time during this video, I would also appreciate a like on the video. It really helps me out, gives me some exposure, and that's what it's all about on this here YouTube's. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, guys, stay tuned.